The Native Americans had a proverb that said that we don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. And that's a true statement. We need to find ways to protect the earth, the ground, the dirt, the landscape, the water, the environment, the ozone layer. All of this goes into protecting our earth. And all of these are things that we've consciously done in this facility to make it a better place to be. So within this facility, you'll see that the entire structure is made out of steel. And steel has anywhere from 25% to 100% recycled content. Steel is almost always recycled. The ceiling tile is 75% recycled content. The wood flooring is over 80% recycled content. And overall, within the entire facility, all of the construction materials is over 22% recycled content. So when you look at this building, you look at a building that is made of those products that you recycle at home. And in any construction, there's always waste. There's always construction waste. There's extra little bit of this, extra little bit of that, and typically it would go to a landfill. In this case, we had recycling bins out on the site for large pieces of waste. We recycled the steel, the cardboard, the inert materials, the cement. Out of 103 tons of waste, 89 tons of that waste was recycled. Living in a desert, we need to do our part to conserve water. We're constantly in a state of drought. We never have enough water in our area. Through the use of low flow fixtures, low flow sinks, low flushing fixtures, zero water use urinals, this building has saved over 36% of its typical water use of a similar facility. That number goes significantly higher when you talk about the water use savings of the car wash. With each car wash, it uses mostly its own reclaimed water and only 6 gallons of potable water per wash, reducing the amount of water per wash significantly. And at SanTan Volkswagen, the landscape architect selected a beautiful palette of indigenous plants in xeriscape. They've reduced the amount of overall water used to the plants by using drip irrigation by over 50%. That saved over 58,000 gallons of water per year. In addition, all of the landscaping is irrigated with reclaimed water. So there is no potable water coming to this landscaping at all out at SanTan Volkswagen. And the overall building energy savings is over 20%, and that's through the use of lots of light, lots of sensors on the overhead light, so we're not turning lights on when they don't need to be on. Occupancy sensors, so lights aren't on when people are not within a room. Lights automatically turn themselves off. In addition to a highly efficient mechanical system and a highly efficient building envelope, lots of insulation within the building to keep the hot air out and the cool air in. And back here in the shop is an overhead door. Because the shop is air conditioned, we want to keep that air conditioning in the building and not let the hot air get in. So this door goes up and down with an exceptional speed to reduce the amount of air-conditioned air loss out of the facility. The other thing that's a challenge for us in the desert climate is our heat island effect. By having so much asphalt, we draw the heat down to the earth, and then we re-release it in the evenings. So we've looked at areas where we can put a lighter sidewalk, or we can put a more reflective ground cover. We've done it on the roof as well. We've put a very reflective roofing up there so we can reflect the heat rather than draw it down and create that heat island effect that makes us hotter and hotter and hotter during the summer. In regards to profit, there is a misconception that green buildings cost more, doing the right thing costs more, and that's not necessarily the truth. A green building may cost up to 1 to 2% more, but that's typically returned by way of energy savings, by way of water savings, by way of increased productivity within the space, increased sales, all of that within the course of 3 years. So green buildings, even if there is a small increase in cost, can pay for themselves very, very quickly. And by partnering my company, Ecological Environments, with the entire design team, the construction team, and SanTan Volkswagen's ownership team, we're able to educate the team early. The earlier you get the education and the earlier it is built into the philosophy of the design and the construction, the less cost there is associated with building a green building. The more knowledgeable the entire team is, the easier it is to integrate it within the facility.